Episode 23, starring a baby blep and me. So, in between filming here, my wife was like, please take the baby. I was like, of course, give me this baby. And we had a baby blep. Did I mention that you should always have like 47 at a minimum baby blep towels? Yeah, you should, but that's okay because this is just a sign that I held my baby and I'm also not outside. So, kind of is what it is. So episode 23 is going to be about rolling over first because she has started to try to roll over. Now, through our midwives and our lactation and all the other, sacral cronio, I don't know. She has like so many appointments. Babies are so different now than like literally ever before, apparently. But anyways, uh, she started to try to roll over on her own. Now, at this time, she's not really to roll over age, so we were a little surprised about it when we asked. We're like, yeah, it is just, is this a rollover thing? And they're like, wow, not for another couple weeks normally. Now, she has not successfully done it, but it is one of those where if you're not keeping an eye on her and she's really getting about 85% there, you really got to keep an eye on it. Okay, so set her down, and she'll just kind of be looking this way, and all of a sudden she's just like, and up! And she just goes for the turn and the arm, and she can't quite get past her arm, which I guess for the moment is fine, but she can't quite coordinate it together. But it's so funny because she gets about 85% in the turn, and then she's like, feel like I should be doing more. Never mind. I guess that's just as far as I go. Just kidding, try this direction. And then she'll just kind of go back and forth. And it's really funny. We're not turning her, but we're helping her get a little bit further, whatever, kind of working with the mechanics. But they have to figure it out for themselves. We can help them along. But ultimately, as I found out, once they do turn over, it just opens up a whole new bunch of things that you have to be aware of. They can't sleep in certain things. They can't wear certain things. They can't be in certain types of sleeping apparatus anymore. And it just goes on and on and on. These are things that we all have to cross as a parent at one time or another. However, we're not ready yet. To be quite honest, we're really not ready yet. But because we don't want her to roll over in the middle of the night in her bassinet, because we're not prepared for all those other things, we bought her this little starfish thing. I say starfish because okay. Like, we all saw Finding Nemo. If you didn't, you're here on YouTube. Just watch it here. But it literally is just this thing where she's just starfished out like this. Arms are out. She can't really move her arms in. And she genuinely doesn't mind. I thought it would be really weird because I was like, yeah, sometimes you willingly sleep as a starfish, but I don't know if I would want to be constricted and only sleep as a starfish. But she doesn't mind it at all. And what it's there for is it's a little resistant to what they're moving, the way the fabric is, and it keeps them from being able to roll over. It's money to spend, but it's a lot of peace of mind knowing that even though your dad ears when they come in, where anytime the baby makes a sound, anytime the baby makes a move, you're just like, whoa, I'm up. It gives you a little extra peace of mind. And that's ultimately the good thing for you, Dad, because you need sleep, because I need sleep, because I know that we both need sleep. So I'm just here to tell you the starfish thing exists. I don't know what to call it other than starfish things, because 90% of what things are called in our house are not what I call them. My wife just knows me well enough to know that when I say, get this, she's like, yeah, it's actually called that, but I realize that the way your brain works, you'll never call it that, so I'll just go get it. But the baby starfish is certainly something that we are well familiar with now, and she is doing her best, but rolling over time is getting there. Also, if no one has talked about it yet, tummy time is important. Talk to your doctor about it. That's something that babies have to do. If you leave your baby on its back all the time, or your baby in the carrier, your doctor will be very mad with you. Tummy time also helps them work on rolling over. This next one was interesting because sometimes you have a baby and they are a wiggly little worm. because they are just trying to figure out their coordination and their motor skills. And that translates into a very funny dance that they try to do while holding them, which makes it really hard to hold them. So you end up doing this kind of juggling act with your baby. Please don't actually try to juggle your baby, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying, right? Hopefully, please. Get it? Anyway, so you got your baby here, and all of a sudden they're just like doing this motion, hand up in the air, you get uppercut, baby nail scratch here, they're tickling your armpit, they're just scrunching down, and somehow your baby that was up here and wonderful is now down by your belly button, and you're having to kind of, all right, well, let's just switch hands and we'll put you up over here. No, okay, and then you end up with one of these, and then you got just the one hand action going on, holding them like this, and somehow you've got an ankle in your hand. It just looks like a really funny wrestling move, but that's basically what it is like when you have a wiggly worm baby, is that you are juggling them essentially, because you've got them here and they don't want to be held there. So you turn them around and you're like, fine, you don't want to look at me, you look out there in the world, baby, you show that world what's up. And then they're like, oh, the world is terrible and I don't want to do that, and I don't even want to know what I want right now, but I can tell you I don't want to sit like this. I'm going to try to do a baby backflip, and they'll just throw their bodies into your chest, and you're like cool power move, baby, but also like you're not that strong yet. And they're like, okay, but baby Houdini, and they try to get under your arms. Gentlemen, just be aware that you have to hold your baby, because when your baby decides that today is the day that they will show you all the cool moves that they've learned on the baby internet, you're going to realize that you have to have some superpower that is magnetic dad glue hands to keep the baby, because it gets a little wild. Not gonna lie, it's like a crazy rodeo that's happening in your hands that you can't just shh, baby, stay, because they don't listen. That brings me to the next one, which is funny ways to hold your baby. So my mom came over and she's like, well, have you tried this way? I'm like, no, I haven't, for two reasons. One, I don't trust myself enough to hold the baby that way. And two, did I mention she's a wiggle worm? So she's got the baby like this, and just like one leg here, baby face, just holding. And I'm like, no way. No, me, I've got a free hand. That hand is not going anywhere, baby. This is just how it is. Just hang out. Shh, go to sleep. No. My mom's just like, yeah, it's no problem. And she is like just happy as a clam. Could not be happier. Goes right to sleep, like 5 minutes. Just, I'm like, how? So then I'm like, okay. Monkey see, monkey do. I'll try it. I try it, and she's just like, Dad, I see you're practicing your baby foo. Your baby foo is not strong, though. I will show you my strong baby foo. And she's like, barrel roll. Nope. No. No. Clearly, we are not at that level yet. But it's funny, because then someone else holds the baby, and they're like, oh yeah, this is called the German suplex baby hold. It's just like you wrap them around your neck, and they're just content right there. And I'm like, what? What is this? No, don't hold the baby like that. Baby's asleep. Everybody has their own way to hold the baby. I'm apparently behind the 8 ball. I'm learning. My wife superpowers, I'm convinced is a thing, because literally she's like over there, she's got the baby in the papoose, she like one hand the baby out of the papoose, the baby did a spin at one point, I think, and then she's just like, yeah, what'd you need? And I'm like, I am not entirely convinced that what you did wasn't some kind of witchcraft. I will not be attempting that, but clearly this is just a wife skill that they all have that I'm just not equipped in yet. I haven't leveled up enough to unlock that skill. That's okay. I'll just be content to hold the baby like this. That's great. But it is funny, because as you handle your baby more, you will learn and be more comfortable doing things. Because at the end of the day, the one thing we're not doing is dropping the baby. So please, if you are going to practice these things, my recommendation is over a very soft, high surface where you're kind of bending over it. So if you do oops, baby, they have about 1/2 millimeter of a fall into something very soft, ideally like your bed or a pillow. Needless to say, juggling babies is an art that I do not possess yet. And I will update you once I've graduated from a white belt to a brown belt, because the baby had a blowout. So that's why it's a brown belt now. That was dad humor. It's a terrible dad joke. I know it is, but it just came to me and I felt like, well, this is a dad channel. Every dad's going to get it. It's a bad joke, but we're all going to laugh about it in some way, right? Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks, guys, for always coming through and watching the videos. As always, love each other. Be kind to each other. Cherish each other. Be a fool for your baby. Make the noises, make the sounds, sing the silly songs, read the silly stories. Because at the end of the day, there's only one person that really matters through this whole process, and that's your baby. And what they need is fatherly love. And guess what, guys? You're the only one that can do it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.